In my opinion, financial freedom is having passive residual income take care of your everyday expenses and more. It's having the time to be with your family, to make choices, and not have those choices be defined or constrained by money and everyday expenses that come into your life. Essentially, it's doing what you want, when you want it, with whomever you would like to do it with. There are a number of ways financial freedom can be achieved, but according to many experts, real estate seems to be a very good vehicle to accomplish such a goal. One of the reasons being is that real estate is one of the few investment tools in the world that offers the possibility of passive residual income, and which essentially is making money while you sleep. Real estate traditionally has been one of the most solid, sought-after investments in the world. It is the investment that has originated the most millionaires in the US and many, many other countries. It's something that, although may fluctuate in price occasionally, historically has shown an upward trend. Especially in the US, it's been a minimum of 5% over the last 100 years. It's a solid investment. It's it's brick and mortar. It's not like a stock which can potentially go to zero and never recover. It's something that may fluctuate in price, that has a appreciation component, but also has a cash flow component that enables you to receive payments every single month, whether you work for them or not. One of the reasons why we decided to venture into the US market is because we noticed that certain markets such as Toronto or Los Angeles have matured to a level where it is almost impossible to buy anything at a good price, at an affordable price. And it's almost impossible to get a cap rate return or a cash on cash return that is reasonable. Right now, you could be getting into a property where it's cash flow negative and it's not appreciating. So in our opinion, that's more of a liability than it is a good investment. As we know, back in 2006, 2007, one of the greatest recessions of our lifetime occurred, which caused a real estate crisis, which led to 10 million homes being foreclosed in the US. This created a massive opportunity for investors such as ourselves to come in and have the ability to purchase homes that are below construction cost, and we can pick them up and watch them appreciate over the next 10 to 15 years. And that's created an opportunity to go into markets like Detroit, where you can get both cash flow and appreciation right now. In addition, so many young people who are limited resources can't afford to come into a market like Toronto and buy a $3-4 million house or even $2 million house, especially with the tightening mortgage restrictions that have also been implemented and imposed at the same time by the government. You can go into a market like Detroit and you can pick up a home. We have an example of a home right now for $51,000 in a really nice residential neighborhood, and you could be receiving $850 or $900 per month from that particular home. Or you can move into it and have a free and clear home and asset for $51,000, freeing up so much of your resources and income, making it disposable and actually enjoying your life instead of living to pay a mortgage. Let's go to Detroit. You just have to take a look around and see what's happening here. You look at brand new roads, you look at brand new cars, street cars, the sports team being conglomerated. You see buildings being restored and renewed. You look at this Fox building here, that's all been restored and brought to its original finishes. Detroit's undergoing a major renaissance, has been since 2013, since it started to recover from bankruptcy. It's been an amazing story of billions and billions of dollars of private money being poured into the city. So many amazing people such as Dan Gilbert, Warren Buffett, many private investors have put in extensive amounts of resources into Detroit, and which has created this perfect storm that's enabling small investors such as ourselves to reap benefits of an iconic city that's undergoing a recovery and is being brought up to its former glory. There's new buildings being constructed, like the one to the left over there, and all those other buildings are being converted into hotels or office space. And mostly, you look around and you see people.
You know, you see people walking around, going to baseball games. You know, every time that we come here, every few months, we notice that there's more people in the streets.
Once I had an opportunity to visit it and go to different areas of Detroit, I really saw the development and I saw the progress. Every 2 or 3 months when we do our next set of tours, we look around and we see that new buildings have been constructed or finished. There's new businesses that are opening up, new boutique hotels that are opening, it seems like monthly right now. You see the progress and the development and what's happening in the city.
We purchase cash flow positive properties. We aim for cash on cash returns of about 9 to 12%. We're seeing increases in rents, we're seeing higher incomes, we're seeing better paying jobs. So, you know, if you have a house that costs $150,000 to build and you can pick it up for $75,000 right now, you're at 50% of construction costs.
When I was first introduced to Detroit, you know, I had a perception and a stigma that the Detroit neighborhoods were dangerous. Yes, there is crime in Detroit, as there is crime in every North American city. However, the neighborhoods where we're purchasing properties are B+ neighborhoods. These are nice, clean residential neighborhoods that you could walk, that your kids have nearby schools, that have transportation, neighborhoods that are safe. So this neighborhood right here, this is one of the premier neighborhoods in Detroit, where over the last 4 years we have seen double-digit appreciation. These incredible, beautiful colonial homes, they were built in 1930s, 1940s when Michigan underwent the most incredible boom. You see these incredible homes which, you know, back in even 2006, 2007 were worth $200,000, $250,000, and now we can still get them to you for under $100,000. So the opportunity is incredible. My wife Pamela and I, we started a company called USProperties.ca. We did a tremendous amount of research. Pamela's a lawyer by profession. Her research skills are 10 out of 10. And so what we've essentially done is we've done the legwork for you. We've gone into the marketplace. We have bought 100+ properties in the marketplace. We also hold a portfolio of our own. So we've really done the legwork. We're boots on the ground, and we have the experience to help you build your portfolio in the same way that we've assembled ours.
The market is appreciating. For the last 3 years, the averages have been about 20% per year. Taxes are still quite low. The purchase prices range. We've had properties as low as $55,000. We've had ones as high as $120,000. You know, now we've had most recently, one of our investors bought a duplex close to downtown, close to here, just 5 minutes up Woodward Avenue for $170,000. We've noticed very big increases in rents from $750 to $1,100 just for one unit of a duplex.
The key to having a successful rental portfolio in any country is management. We've formed our own property management company called USP Management, so we can control the assets and we can control every facet of the operation. We have our own contractors, maintenance contractors, as well as renovation contractors that can help you, whether it be a small repair or a roof replacement, you know, 5 or 10 years down the road.
So this is a project that we're currently working on. I want to take you guys inside. This is a really beautiful colonial, really solid brick construction, 4-bedroom, redoing the kitchen completely here. This is a really good sized home. We have the square footage at almost 1,700. You can see in the back a really nice backyard and a garage. This type of home right now in this area is lasting about 14 days. This could be one of the kids' rooms and a slightly larger bedroom here. So we're going to be refinishing the hardwood floors here. That is going to look very nice and crisp. This whole area here is going to be completely redone within the week.
Our goal at US Properties is really to limit the exposure that you may have or to some of the negative stigma attached to being a landlord. You know, I know that you don't want to be getting phone calls at 10 p.m. at night about a clogged toilet or a leak in a bathroom. We're here for that, okay? We know that, you know, should a tenant stop paying for any reason, you don't want to be the one dealing with evictions. We're here for that. We have lawyers and we have people that can handle it to help the tenant exit quickly from your property. So, and placement of tenants, and we know that's another thing that I'm sure you don't want to be doing. So we're there to place tenants quickly in an efficient way to get you cash flowing again, or just right from the beginning if the property was vacant. We can place a tenant that not only is going to, you know, fill your home, but also also whose rental payments are guaranteed by the US government.
We often get questions from our buyers about the stability of the rental income and whether, what type of tenant are we dealing with? Are they going to be paying rent? Are they going to be on time? Do they have good credit? Are we taking on good tenants?
Michigan tenant laws favor the landlord. Okay, it's quite different from Ontario. We try to work with the tenants. Now, if we see that this is an ongoing issue and they're just not able to pay and leaves us no choice, we will send the file to our lawyers and they will begin the eviction process, which normally takes about 3 to 4 months maximum. In Michigan, if you don't pay, you have to go.
To ensure that 100% of your rent is collected on a regular basis, we bring in what are called Section 8 tenants, which is a voucher that a federal government provides to an individual or family who need help. A great part about this program is that, first of all, you're helping people in need. You have federal government that's paying rent, so you as an investor are protected. You get a long-term return on your investment, and traditionally, those types of tenants tend to stick around long-term. You continue to receive $800 or $1,000 a month with 0 vacancies. We've had a tenant that just moved into one of our properties that was at his previous Section 8 property for 18 years. Okay, so 18 years, every single month that landlord got paid. And now he's moving into one of our houses. Hopefully he'll be there for another 18.
We have purchased assets for smaller investors looking to buy 1 or 2 or 3 properties. We've also worked on a deal for an investor to purchase 97 properties, a larger portfolio, which was estimated at about $4 million US. We also offer apartment buildings. Currently, we're looking at a 60-unit apartment building that needs quite a bit of renovations, but it's in a prime area, and a large investor can come along or an investor group and purchase such assets. So this is a really good example of a property that we have in one of the premier historic districts of Bagley. This particular neighborhood has been experiencing appreciation of about 35% annually over the last 3 years. This particular property is a duplex. We're expecting $1,650 US per month, so $825 per side on this particular duplex. Taxes and maintenance, about $220 a month for the 2 units. Insurance, about $65. Property management fee, 10%. Your total expenses are expected to be about $455. So, approximately 30% of your total gross. This will generate a net income of $1,128 per month. That's net in your pocket every single month. And the purchase price of this particular duplex is $125,000 US. Book a tour with us, which are happening now every 2 weeks. So you drive down to Detroit, we'll meet you at one of the hotels. We'll take you inside some homes which are being renovated currently. We'll take you into specific development sites, into some of the hottest neighborhoods in Detroit, where you can make a decision which type of house you like, which type of neighborhood you like. Once that process is completed, you would, based on the numbers, the data which we provide, which give an estimate of projected rent and actual taxes from last year and insurance and all the figures, you're able to have a good picture of what your investment will look like and what kind of return you can expect on your investment on a particular property. Once you make a decision that, okay, I like this property, then you would sign a purchase agreement with us, which we would then submit to title in order to ensure that title is clear, free of any liens, encumbrances, property tax bills, any of that. During that period, we will put you in touch with our experts. We will put you in touch with our lawyer. We want to make sure that you have an asset that's protected long-term, so they will give you some really good advice about asset protection and about how you should structure your company and how you should place the asset within the company in order to optimize your tax situation, but also for your asset to be protected. From that point forth, if we're performing renovations, we will of course perform the necessary renovation to get the property rent ready. Sometimes the property is already tenanted and it's already been renovated, let's say a month or 2 prior, okay? At which point you would get to hire a property inspector, come and take a look at the property. Any suggestions that a property inspector makes, we would correct, and then we proceed to closing. And we guide you through every process step by step. Right before closing, we would take a look at insurance. We would help you insure the property so you have liability insurance as well, so you're protected. And then we would introduce you to the property management company, which is our own company, that would help you manage the asset on an ongoing basis. So ultimately, our goal is to save you time and save you money at the same time, so you can continue to have your career, do whatever you want to do here in Toronto or another city or wherever you happen to be living, while we help you with the resources so your portfolio can be managed the right way in Detroit, Michigan.